All right, I gotta be honest. I really didn't think people would be talking about this still even today, but they are. So I guess I'll make a video on it, talk about it, give you my opinion on it. Because honestly, I didn't even touch up on it after the race yesterday because I really didn't think it was a big deal. Well, I thought it was, I'll share my opinion on it, but I didn't think it was a big enough deal to carry on to the next day of NASCAR discussions. But Chase Elliott and teammate Kyle Larson had an incident off of pit road yesterday. And so I'm going to share my opinion. You share your opinion. We're all going to share our opinions. But here it is. Kyle Larson gets off of pit road. Last pit stop of the day. Money stop, all that. Reddick and Elliott are already side by side. And then Larson comes out. But then Brad comes out right as Larson is coming out of the pits. And so Larson has to take evasive action. Hits his teammate Chase Elliott, who hits Tyler Reddick, I think. And then going down outside of the pits on the apron, Elliott shows his displeasure, turns left, and then turns left again and hits Larson's door. And then after the race goes up and to his car, I don't want to say confronts, but goes in his window to talk to him. I don't know what he said, if he was apologizing for hitting him or what, but they talked after the race. But this is an incident that happened. As for the pit road situation, there's nothing Larson could do. Larson explained in his post-race interview he would understand why Chase Elliott would be mad in that situation, but at the same time, there was nothing else he could do. It was either, just keep driving through the two and potentially damage himself in the two and injure pit crew members on whoever was in the pit stall in front of the six. I think I said the two. I meant the six. Brad Keselowski-Penske's still in my head, but sorry. But anyways, the point being is that the option was hit the six and damage the six and himself, or hit the six into a pit crew member, which could be a very serious injury or worst case scenario, death. Or he could turn and door his teammates and, there would be no harm essentially, or minimal harm, And that's what he opted to do. So on Larson's side of things, really, it's the whole scenario. Do you aim for a tree? Do you aim for the car on the other side of the road? Or do you aim for, a field full of people? You got to make that decision, and you're usually going to go for the tree, least amount of casualties. So that's what Larson did. Larson opted for the tree versus the other van on the other side of the road, or the field full of people. Good decision by Larson there, but, 4 wide on pit road's not going to work. As for the Elliott thing, I will say it was a bit unnecessary. The first swerve, I thought, he's just cleaning his tires off. Earlier in the day, we saw Brad Keselowski and Denny Hamlin make contact under the pace laps or under caution laps, warming up their tires, cleaning off their tires, swerving back and forth, and they just made accidental contact. There was no one mad at each other. It was just like, oop, sorry, my bad. No damage, no problem. It wasn't even talked about ever again until now. This, the first swerve, once again, I would have said, oh, Elliott's just cleaning off his tires. But then he stops, goes straight, and then turns left again and hits him. Why? You didn't get damage on your car. You don't have a tire down. I don't really understand why. But once again, I don't think it's that big of a deal. No damage was done. No one was hurt. If you're Elliott, I've listened to a lot of arguments. The one argument I'd agree with is, Elliott, don't be hitting your teammate who's in the playoffs fighting for a championship. I know Larson's already advanced to the next round, but, he needs all the playoff points he can get. And if he can get a win out of this, then, don't jeopardize that. As for the other side of extremes, I've heard people say this is the stupidest thing Elliott's done. He's on a downward spiral and that he hates Kyle Larson and that he should be suspended for this. Like, okay, those people need to chill out. Elliott's not going to get suspended for this. This was nothing too egregious. I don't think Larson and Elliott hate each other. Yes, they've had their run-ins on track last year at Watkins Glen Auto Club, but they've been fine since that. They've raced against each other multiple times in the last 3/4 of a year since that last incident at Watkins Glen happened. They raced each other for the lead this past week at Kansas. They were fine. They seem fine. it's not a big deal. And then there's the other argument, like, oh, Elliott's tired of not being the alpha dog at Hendrick anymore. Like, he's tired of being second to Larson. Let's check, like, that doesn't make sense. Since Larson has joined, Larson had more wins in 2021, obviously, the championship. But last year, Elliott had more wins than Larson, and Elliott made it to the Final Four. He had a better year than Larson. Like, what? Elliott's had a frustrating year this year. He's missed 7 races. He's had a broken leg. He's been suspended a race. They missed the playoffs. Yeah, it's been a frustrating year. He's probably losing his mind a little bit, but he's not hating Kyle Larson, I don't think. Once again, I don't know anything, but I just think this is I don't even know why I'm talking about it, to be honest with you, but they asked Larson about the incident. As I said, he said he understood why Elliott was mad, and then they asked Elliott, like, was that sending a message to Larson? And Elliott's like, what message? Like, what are you talking about? So, yeah, I really don't think this is a problem. Yeah, maybe Elliott was mad. Maybe he did swerve intentionally. Like, yeah, I think he swerved to maybe send some message, but I just don't think this is a big deal. I think people are overreacting to it. They ended up being fine. If this was, like, on track, full speed, then I'd say, all right, it's a problem, but it's people overreacting. So, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed, I guess. Any other news we'll go through? Any other things? There's reports and rumors right now about Zane Smith. We may have to go over that tomorrow, but yeah, I'll let you know later.